He wants to prove humans are corrupt, but he's the one that's falling apart. Welcome back to part 2 of Genie Make a Wish, a K-drama that's dark, unhinged, and somehow also a rom-com. I'm Layla, let's dive in. Previously, Kelly kissed a little genie from hell, and now she wants more. Ever since that kiss, she's been chasing him around, like, can we kiss? Can we kiss? Can we kiss? Iron, completely panicking, runs off excuses. So finally he says, hey, you're really into rules, right? There are rules to kissing. It has to be raining, you have to drink alcohol first. What? There's no rain that day when we kissed. No. That was the first kiss. The first one's spontaneous. It doesn't follow rules, but now the second kiss and beyond must follow protocol. And of course Kelly believes him. While Iron's freaking out, his servant Soren just sighs. No, this is perfect. I mean, the kiss is a gateway to corruption. Alright, but honestly, it was almost my first kiss too. I haven't kissed anyone in like 1,000 years. Master, if you haven't kissed anyone in 1,000 years, shouldn't you get your teeth cleaning? What now? And that's how this 1,000-year-old genie ends up at Melody Dental Clinic. Everything's fine until it's time to pay. He doesn't have money, obviously. Melody realized he's a guy from the Middle East. Her best friend brought home, so she dragged him to Kelly, and he gets beat up again. Later, Iron ends up eating with Melanie. She gets drunk and forgets to pay. So this man just happily turns himself into the police. And who has to bail him out? Kelly. So Kelly says, why did you call me to bail you out? Why not call someone like you, like the angel? You don't understand. Eli and I are not on good terms. Then he drops backstory. We are at war long ago. God created angels and genies, but genies wanted to become higher beings than God. So God sent angels to destroy us. Eli led the army that way up my brothers. The war lasted 300 years. I defied orders and ended up in hell. And after that, I was trapped for almost 1,000 years more. So where are your brothers now? I don't know. They could be anywhere. In pots, rings, jewelry. The next day, Susan at the supermarket. She's treating everyone terribly. Her coworkers can't take anymore and they want to quit. So she spirals. Why did I make this wish? I should have been a manager 20 years ago. Then people will respect me. So she makes her second wish to become the manager 20 years ago. Meanwhile, on the street, Cal is interrupted by the same screaming dog. Iron asks, why do these dogs hate you so much? Because dogs read facial expressions and I don't have any. Iron pulls up the dog aside because he's part of the target group for her test wish. He says, all right, I'll grant you 3 wishes, but tell every dog to never bark at Kelly again. If you bark one more time, I'll turn you into cats. Honestly, that is probably the sweetest and the funniest threat I ever heard. Although if I were a dog, I think I'd take the deal. The dog wishes actually to become a successful, handsome man in his 40s, and everyone on the street is staring, like, who is that? But since he's ever been a dog, he immediately squats on the corner and starts peeing on all fours. And I don't know, the second embarrassment is just unreal. The next day, Kelly and her grandma attended a friend's funeral. Her grandma is quiet, emotional, thinking about how, she's in her old age and how she'll eventually need Kelly to take care of her. But she knows her granddaughter can't. So Kelly, realizing this, goes errant. I want to make my second wish. I want to make my grandmother young, the same age as me. And that's where everything starts to change. To prepare for Grandma Yuna's transformation, Kelly makes her tell her friends that she's flying to Hawaii. Since she already bought the tickets, Yuna doesn't really want to go, but she agrees, so they don't waste money. But across town, our first wisher, Susan, seems to have everything together. After her second wish, she's now an experienced branch manager. She's polished, she's confident, and she's rich. And her family life is actually falling apart. She sent her daughter to the city for better schooling, but the girl ignores her calls and refuses to retake her university exam. In Korea, not getting into a good school can ruin a family's pride, so it really breaks Susan. She cries, and the genie appears. Iron says, "You still have one wish left. You could wish all away." "No, that would be a waste of a wish." Back home, Kelly waits for the exact moment for her second wish to take effect. When the clock strikes, she walks into the living room, and there it is. Yuna has become young again. She looks in the mirror and faints. Yuna, over and over until sunrise. Um, I honestly thought Yuna would panic since this wish happened without her consent, but instead she's ecstatic. She's excited to dress up, wear heels again, and finally feel no pain on her body. Um, at the workshop, Daniel, our former dog, who now turned man, shows up to find Genie. He needs his second wish because being human with no ID or money isn't easy. So Iron sneaks into Eli, the Dark Angel's office. He cracks the safe, steals the cash, and also pries out the angel's eyes when painting. Back home, young Grandma Yuna, now named Celine, is figuring out her story. Her name, her background, everything with Kelly. Iron now pokes his head in. What's for dinner? Kelly snaps. You don't even need to eat. Why are you always talking about dinner? Offended, he storms out and ends up sitting on a bench as the dawn breaks. And people are lining up beside him. Day laborers waiting for work, so he joins in accidentally. And this devil actually turns out to be a foodie. He loves to eat, so he loves the farm work because there's free meals, there's no yelling, and he gets paid. It's like his best day ever. The next morning, a truck speeds down the road. Bam! Hits a deer. The driver, we'll call him Jack, jumps out, sees the wounded deer on the road, and grabs his tools. He notices an old lamp in the truck. He shrugs and tosses it aside. Then the genie appears out of nowhere. Jack thought this is like a passerby, a scammer, but Iron says he could make him 3 wishes. Jack doesn't believe him. So he says, prove it by bringing this deer back to life. Iron says, well, thank you for your prompt wish. It is possible because it is still breathing. Golden sparks rolls. The deer jumps up and bolts away. And that's when Jack realized he just wasted his first wish. You should have warned me. I grant wishes, not common sense. Jack tries to rub the lamp again, but it's gone. In return, we are truly ready to make a wish. Elsewhere, a new family moves into town. A mysterious Stack family. Rich, invasive, surrounded by men who look like gangsters. And then someone keeps appearing and disappearing in their house. It's like kind of suspicious. Meanwhile, Grandma Yuna, now in her younger form, we'll call her Celine. Meanwhile, Celine is loving her second youth. She meets Melody by chance, and every time Melody helps her, catching her from a fall, helping her with a kiosk at the coffee shop, it's like they have a little chemistry going on. At the bank, Hannah, the bank worker, her manager wants Hannah to ask Kelly to invest into the bank more. Hannah's unwilling, but has no choice. At the meeting, the manager drops a cup into the sink, expected to be washed, and Hannah mutters about her miserable life, scrubs the dishes, and notices a weird teapot. She rubs it, and the genie appears. Before he can finish his sentence, she's like, "Yes, yes, yes, I want to make a wish. I know this day will come." Uh, okay, what's your wish? I want Kelly's bank account empty, and all the money will be given to me. So you want to be rich like her? No, I want her to lose all her money. I see, you want her to have misfortune. Your wish is my command. Inside the lamp, Iron tells Kelly what happened. He's smug. He's winning their bet. Kelly suddenly hugs him. Iron says, "What are you doing?" Kelly says, "You told me to cherish you as a master, and I'm doing that. I can't go on if I lose." He freezes. The lamp's wall glow with ancient markings. We'll find out more about this later. Kelly noticed a flowing hourglass. Why doesn't it flow? Doesn't it have a purpose? No, it's not a clock, it's a coffin. That's you inside. She reaches for it, and the sand inside forms a hand and touches her. Memories now rush into her mind. I've been here before, surrounded by wealth. No, you've never been here in any of your past lives. Then is it my future? That night, Eli, the dark angel, visits her home. Don't you want to know why Iron wants to kill you? Because I trapped him for 1,000 years. He wants revenge. Correct. But then tell me, why did you die? The next day at Kelly's auto repair shop, the police arrive. They're looking for a missing blonde girl. Kelly suddenly remembers the blonde hair is stuck on a customer's broken taillight. Meanwhile, Soren tells Iron that Eli visited Kelly, trying to show her past life and how she died. Iron panics. He can't find her anywhere until he remembers. Today is the 4th, the day she always goes scuba diving, one of her secret exit plans, a quiet way to disappear. So she is underwater and then she is floating peacefully and she removes her mouthpiece. Her eyes are closed as if she's meditating. Then suddenly Iron appears, replaces it carefully, keeping her alive. For the first time, it feels like he's protecting her. Does the genie love her? Back in the city, Susan spirals. Her daughter is wasting money, skip classes, and throws her life away. Susan knows she only has one wish left. She calls the genie. You know, what is the longest anyone has kept their last wish? 72 years. Most rush the first wish. Out of fear, they'll lose a chance. They'll use a second wish to fix their mistake. Then hold the third wish forever to avoid consequences. One might even wish for me to forget he ever made the other two. Sounds logical, but remember, Iron isn't just a genie, he's Satan. Back in town, whispers are spreading. Grandma Yuna hasn't called from Hawaii. People are starting to suspect Kelly killed her. And the mysterious woman living in their house is an accomplice, which is actually Grandma Yuna, now in her younger form. The count gathered with the chief outside her home, demanding proof. Then suddenly, a FaceTime call from Grandma Yuna herself. She's smiling on the phone, even though Celine, her physical younger self, stands right beside them. It's actually Iron's illusion. He's proud of his handiwork, but even with that trick, the villagers still mutter, calling Kelly a psychopath behind her back. Celine feels guilty. I'm sorry. I'll keep out of sight for now. She walks away quietly. Kelly watches and realizes the truth. There's always a cost for making wish of Satan. Across town, Hannah, the bank worker, is still draining Kelly's bank account. But the daily transfer limit is frustrating her. She calls the genie again. I want her transfer limit raised to the maximum. Moments later, Kelly appears at the bank and requests the exact limit increase. That night, Hannah celebrates, instantly buying a purple Birkin, the exact same one Kelly owns. The next day, whisper ripples through the office. Everyone's staring. Did you hear? Kelly's money is transferring to Hannah's account every day. The bank manager corners her. Why is Kelly's money in your account? Did you steal it? What? No, I don't even check my account daily. The manager warns her to fix it before they all lose their jobs. Meanwhile, Kelly goes to Eli, ready to see the truth. Eli opens a vision of a desert, thousands of years ago. A group of merchants travel across the sands, dragging children with them as bait to distract wild animals. Hyenas attack. They grab a boy and toss him to the animals, and a little girl, which is past like Kelly, tries to stop them. She falls, landing on a lamp. Genie Iron appears. You have 3 wishes. Her first wish, save my brother, let him live long. To fulfill it, Iron slaughters the animals and all the merchants. Little Kelly doesn't realize the price. Your wish is done. What's next? Little Kelly says, then make sure no more children are used as bait like me. He nods and triggers earthquakes and tsunamis, destroy the trade route. Hundreds died. Eli, the Dark Angel, appeared, showing little Kelly the truth of the carnage. She breaks down. I made the wrong choice. I didn't mean for this. Iron says, foolish child. There is no right wish. To gain something, something else must be lost. For one to live, another must die. Hyenas circle again, attacking little Kelly. Iron calls him off and says, you begged me to save you with your last wish. Little Kelly says, no, I accept punishment. To punish the both of us, me and you. That's my final wish. Then she dies. All 3 wishes made selflessly. This is the moment that Iron loses the bet against God. To outsiders, he looks enraged, but Kelly, watching through this vision, whispers, that's not rage, that's sadness. She reaches out, touches his face, and the vision ripples. Inside the genie's lamp, the hourglass finally begins to flow, and then flames of hell crawl over Iron's skin. He screams, but the flames aren't a punishment, they're grief. And somewhere deep inside, Kelly realizes this isn't the end of their story, because if he's evil, then why does it hurt him to lose her? We'll find out in part 3.